Here's Patterson. He assisted on the game winner the other night. Demerson shooting and a save by the Kings. Rudy and a rebound score. Colin Patterson on the rebound. Flames come back to center, leading 1-0. Lanny McDonald on the right side. McDonald in deep, right corner in front of Gilmore. He scores! And that put Mullen in. Now Mullen again. Mullen, right side. Can he get a shot? No, it's taken away from behind him by Dean Kennedy. He fanned on it. In front, Gilmore, and he scores! Back come the Kings. Up to center ice. Here's Bernie Nichols. Nichols with a move of the red line, but it's tipped off his stick, and we've got a penalty coming up.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Jay Miller for upending Joel Otto, and now a couple of the Flames come over. Lanny McDonald, because they felt Miller was taking advantage of Otto being on his knees. A little extra pushing after the whistle, and Miller is going to the penalty box. 3-0 Flames. We'll be back.
Gretzky to center for the Kings. Gretzky with Nichols. Gretzky across the line. Gretzky still with it. Gretzky's pass right through the slot into the corner, and now Nichols throws a punch at Vernon.
Yeah, Nichols was tied up by Vernon. Vernon had made a save. Play is continuing.
It's a delayed penalty, so play continues. There's Loeb to McInnes. He shoots. He scores!
And Gretzky is furious. He can't believe that play was not stopped at the other end. The goaltender is down. Mike Vernon is down after taking a right hand from Bernie Nichols. It was a delayed call. Play continued through center. I was surprised we didn't get a whistle. Gretzky is furious, so is Taylor.
I'd have to see if he really got leveled by that punch. He was up for a while, and then he went down. And I don't know if he's that seriously injured or not.
Well, he may have hurt himself doing the acting and falling back on the ice, but it looks like Vernon, you'd think he'd maybe pop up a little bit if he was faking it after they scored the goal. He did his job, but let's watch in front of his goal. Bernie Nichols is tied up. Now Nichols right there is standing, and apparently Nichols obviously took the swipe, but it looked like Vernon was maybe grabbing Nichols' stick, preventing Nichols from turning and getting away. Then Ramage went after Nichols, but they separated because we got no whistle. And the Flames came down ice, and they scored.
Everything really did seem to stop for a moment. Now they've got Vernon's helmet off, and Bearcat Murray, the trainer, out checking with the job of Vernon, and Rick Wamsley, the backup goaltender, is there. Meanwhile, the King captain Dave Taylor and Lanny McDonald, the Flames, are out at center ice. Nick, I thought everything would stop for a moment.
Exactly.
In fact, everybody did stop. And then all of a sudden somebody hollered, hey, there's been no whistle. So they continued play, and Al McInnes, number 2 of the Flames, scored the goal on the delayed penalty. 4-0 in favor of the Flames here in the first period.
Now Robbie Fedoruk has some words. He wants to find out, get some answers. Gretzky is still fuming. I've never seen Gretzky this mad all year. Fans chanting, I think it's Weiner in the background, if you can hear that on our simulcast. But the Flames dominating here to make it 4-0. The goal, a rocket by Al McInnes, just wristing it over the glove of Kelly Rudy.
Miller on the left side. Miller throws it down in deep, ducks under a check, sent it right out in front, and it's stopped by the goaltender Vernon to the side of the net.
Yeah, now the Flames are going to make sure that no King gets near Mike Vernon. Ron Duguay being pushed away. A couple of the Flames come flying in there to give the Kings a message. Kennedy, McSorley, a lot of toughness out there. Hunter, Jay Miller, Brian McClellan.
They're all to the left side of the Flame net after Vernon held the puck right against that left goal post. Kennedy and McClellan, former King teammates, stare at one another. Here's Gretzky, checked by Lanny McDonald. Gretzky with it again. Now over to Nichols, right side. Nichols shoots, and he scores! Bernie Nichols from Wayne Gretzky, and the Kings are on the board, trailing 4-1. Gilmore left side with Colin Patterson. Gilmore into the slot, looking for the hat trick, and his shot saved by Rudy, and he covers it right in front of the goal line.
And Allison, I think, is going at it with one of the Flames behind the net, right at the whistle.
Gilmore. Pass up to Duchesne on the left side. Here's Duchesne to the red line. Here's Duchesne giving it right side. And Nichols walking in, but offside called. Taylor got knocked down offside by Jim Poplinski.
Yeah, it looked like Poplinski and McCowan both were picking up Taylor, and that's what opened up the right side. And it's fortunate that they were able to bump Taylor offside because the whole right wing was open. Taylor, I think, complaining that, hey, they interfered with me. Poplinski, the big winger, who's been here.
And he lines up ready for the face-off, and now he and Taylor get upset. He cross-checked Taylor, and Taylor turns around, and they get into a scrap right at the blue line just before the face-off. They were jockeying for position, and it looked to me when I looked up like Poplinski had cross-checked Taylor, and Taylor turned around, and they got into a scrap, and they're still trying to tie one another up and throw a few punches. So they're going to get penalties here. Taylor trying to get his right hand free, and he does, and he's got Poplinski kind of bent over a little bit. Taylor's helmet's been knocked off, and Poplinski still has his on, and he gets a right hand into the head of Taylor. And now still throwing a right hand, and finally the linesmen, Gauthier and Hodges, are going to go in and break it up.
I'm sure Taylor was still upset over Poplinski taking him over the blue line on that offsides call, and then, as you said, Bob, they got the stick up. Poplinski did as they got set for the face-off, and Taylor did not hesitate. He went right at Jim Poplinski. So the Kings, Dave Taylor, will pick up the first fighting major in the playoffs for Los Angeles. This time he's caught for roughing at 3:10 here early in the second period. He was battling with Waters on the near boards. Waters got his glove up, pushing McDonald, and McDonald spun away, and he a little left jab there, and apparently McDonald the only one that got caught.
Mullen along the boards to the blue line to Rob Ramage. Ramage gives it to McInnes. Back to Ramage. Ramage shoots, score! Rudy fires it back up to center. Nichols goes forward to the red line, and we have a whistle. 5-1 Calgary. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network. Casper trying to clear it to center. He did, but he got knocked down. Hunter reaches forward and dives to poke it deep in the Kings zone. Here's Gilmore into the corner, checked by Waters and then by McSorley, and a penalty to McSorley.
They're going to get McSorley for coming from behind and popping Gilmore along the end boards, and now McClellan comes in to pick up for the much smaller Doug Gilmore, and they all come together and waltz around Waters and McClellan, a little pushing and shoving, and finally they're all separated. So the Flames will go on the power play. Waters and Gilmore nudge going for the puck, and then in comes Marty McSorley right there and hammers Gilmore on the far side. And on our simulcast, we'll get a look at it as Poplinski had the puck at the center ice red line. He shot it in. Then he's bumped from behind by Jay Miller. They get the gloves up, and right there is the little punch, a nudge, and then another punch. And Poplinski is just standing there, taking it all. And you see Miller reacting there as if, well, he was holding onto my stick. I couldn't get it free.
Here's Robitaille chasing it down in deep, taken away. Mullen will clear it to center for the Calgary Flames.
Again, we see the Flames going right after that puck.
Now Rudy mishandles it, and a score by the Flames. Poke and lube. Well, that tells you something about the way it's going tonight, folks. Casper will take the draw against Joel Otto. Casper wins the draw to Gretzky. Gretzky left side. Nichols score! Do you believe that?
Another look on our simulcast right between the skates of Natras, and Taylor just taps it home. No chance for Mike Vernon.
Puck taken by the Kings. Crossman to Taylor. Taylor up to center. Taylor gives it to Nichols. Nichols left side into the Flame zone. Nichols right side to Gretzky. Gretzky to Taylor down the middle. Tipped away. Flames come back. Here's Joey Mullen. Mullen with Gilmore. Mullen left side trying to get around Nichols. Mullen in front shoots, and he scores! Pass to Luc Robitaille. Didn't get it on the left wing. We're going to get an icing call against the Kings as Crossman comes in to touch it. He drove it hard around the boards, and he got whacked pretty good by McSorley at the whistle. Here's Rob Ramage. Ramage on the right side. He lifts it high in the air on the left wing to Gary Roberts. He knocks it down. He shoots, and he scores! Again off Glenn Healy.
Phonetically, they put it on one of the signs here, so there's no doubt.
Well, not only that, they give the definition, flurry, a sudden commotion that agitates or confuses. And he can certainly do that. We got a penalty coming up now, and a scrap out at center ice. Two Flames are there. Lanny McDonald is one. One of the Kings is there. And this is right out in the center circle, and Jay Miller's coming in from the far
Marty
side.
McSorley's waltzing around. He'd like to go at Jim Poplinski. Poplinski's got Gretzky.
And McSorley trying to pull Poplinski away from Gretzky. Now McCowan grabs Gretzky, and McSorley's pounding Poplinski in the back of the head. Now in front of the Flame bench, Poplinski and McSorley waltzing around. Poplinski bent over, and McSorley trying to get a few punches in. Now Poplinski gets up, and now a right hand by McSorley and a couple of more. Now Poplinski ties up his right arm. So they're the main combatants, but
Gretzky without a jersey. McCowan and Gretzky paired off, and Gretzky's lost his jersey. Now we've got McDonald and Jim Weimer out at the red line. So we have about 3 or 4 main events right here.
Well, that's Weimer and McDonald, and they're waltzing around, and then there's still other main events going on. Weimer and McDonald. And McDonald with a headlock on Weimer and trying to get a right hand punch. All of this with 7:15 to go in the third period. Poplinski and McSorley along the boards.
Neuendijk and one of the Kings in
Miller.
Jay Miller deep in the King zone now as we pick up Poplinski and McSorley.
And McSorley just hammering Poplinski, who goes down to the ice, and now the referee and the linesman Gerard Gauthier, they're trying to break that up. So we've still got everybody waltzing around. Now down by the net, we've got Jay Miller of the Kings and Joel Otto of the Flames. And Bob Hodges, the linesman, in between them. Wayne Gretzky, he's down on his knees trying to hold McCowan out. Now Gretzky gets up. Natras and Kennedy are grabbing one another.
Of course, Kennedy wants to make sure nothing happens to Gretzky. That's what started it all. McSorley did not appreciate Poplinski grabbing a hold of Gretzky, and you knew someone was going to come and make sure nothing happened to Gretzky, and that's when Poplinski and McSorley paired off. Wayne's got that look on his face like...
Now Weimer and Lanny McDonald still trying to go at one another. Fans are on their feet, screaming. Now they've broken up Lanny McDonald and Jim Weimer. Maybe Theron Fleury was on the bench leading the cheers. He is. Theron Fleury's on the bench leading the cheers from the crowd. The guy can't only skate and score, he leads cheers too. Gretzky and McCowan, they've just been standing there. They haven't really been involved in anything. Now Lanny McDonald, the veteran, he's just over there exhausted on the bench. Meanwhile, Joel Otto being escorted over to the penalty box. Wayne Gretzky's got his jersey back on. 1:40 left to go, third period. Robitaille by himself into the Flame zone, 1 against 3, and he got knocked down by McCrimmon. Puck taken by the Flames. They got 1:15 to go in a 7-minute power play. They haven't scored on it. Now at the blue line, offside. Stick handled offside by Gilmore. 1:26 to go in the third period, 1:11 to go in the Flame power play, and Gilmore comes over to sit down on the bench along with Joey Mullen. Kruzhelnyski upset with Rick Natras. And they're calmed down a little bit. It's the final tonight from Calgary. The Flames 8, the Kings 3. We'll be right back. This is the Los Angeles Kings Hockey Network.